We live at a time of extraordinary technological evolution and disruption. As part of that, though, there's a large threat of cybersecurity. How do you view cybersecurity, and how do you think governments and companies and citizens should view cybersecurity?
Well, you're right. I think cyber threats are increasingly challenging to businesses, to nations, to individuals. Three categories of threats are actually nation states. Say Russia, which has shut down a piece of the electrical grid of Ukraine, denial of service attack that took down e-governance in Estonia, and then of course meddling in our election, undermining our faith in democracy, and putting a finger on the scales of a national election, and doing the same in other countries as well. You have increasingly diabolical cyber criminals with ransomware attacks of more and more sophistication, selling on the dark web information that they've gotten illegally in a variety of different ways, and again putting that information to use in very creative criminal enterprises. And then of course you have extremists active in cyberspace. They're distributing content that way, they're proselytizing, they're making videos and so forth, sermons available that individuals have used to self-recruit. They're giving instruction, sharing tactics, techniques, and procedures on the use of explosives, etc. And in fact, it's this category that worries me most, because if extremists who are willing to blow themselves up on the battlefield to take us with them, if they could get the cyber equivalent of a weapon of mass destruction, what keeps them from hitting the send key? How do you deter a group that's willing to conduct suicide attacks? So that's very, very serious. Now, what are the big ideas? Number one is that there is no single app or product or firm that is going to protect you from all of the different threats that are out there. Yeah. What is needed is a comprehensive, integrated cybersecurity managed service. It has to have everything, all of the above. It has to have firewall, you got to go to the cloud, you got to anomaly detection, endpoint, artificial intelligence supported identity, and then all the way to duplicate data, so ransomware can't lock it down and force you to pay them Bitcoin to get your data back. You've even got to have cyber risk insurance now, not to mention surveillance with their knowledge of your system administrators, who are the most vulnerable elements on all of this now, as well as obviously training and education of the workforce on a repetitive basis, and monitoring of their activities as well. Yeah. At the end of the day, though, everyone is going to get hacked. I mean, we jokingly say there are two types of firms: those who've been hacked and know it, and those who've been hacked and don't know it. It is going to happen, and so then the question is, how do you mitigate the damage, the risk of an actual intrusion? And that involves, again, a variety of different mechanisms for a rapid response, right. And as I said, even insurance for this nowadays.